Crossroads. You guys ever found yourselves at a crossroads? You kind of get the feeling that you're in the middle of a crossroads? Well, maybe this video's here for you today. Let's get into it. So, today on my bike ride, I was literally cruising through town. You know, they got all this construction in downtown Franklin, and man, this butterfly straight up landed right on my shoulder. And I was like, this is interesting. Maybe he's going to fly off when I take off at this intersection. And he didn't. Totally chilled with me the entire way. And maybe he needed a little rest, you know? Maybe he was at a crossroads too. You know, all these people changing directions downtown. You know, got dump trucks coming through. And, I'm always putting on the brakes because I don't want to become the bug. You know what I mean? Or the nail. Definitely, I'm not the hammer on a bike, you know? And it gave me some perspective, you know, and things that you might have noticed as well recently. You know, we got a lot of these doomers out here. I'm not going to name names, you know, talking about some crazy things. You got a lot of these posers pretending like they know how to do things. And I just wanted to say that you might have noticed the entire world is literally at a crossroads of sorts. And just because people are parroting these ideas around doesn't mean that you've got to adopt them, okay? You don't need to take them on as your own. You know, it's good to have this perspective because when we see these things, we'd be like, yo, that is just not me. And I'm okay with that. You know, this person can say whatever they want. I don't even have to call them out in the matter, okay? And that gives you clarity, right? Because we got a lot of opportunities coming towards you, I'm sure. You know, people with, you know, different job offers, or, you know, maybe you're changing homes, going different places, right? Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you got the urge to pick up a new hobby. And these are all beautiful things that are meant for you. But before you make any rash decisions, I want to give you what's worked for me, because maybe that'll work for you too. I've had a chance to just kind of slow my roll instead of, you know, feverishly researching things, checking out different, you know, viral stories that don't even make sense. It's interesting to just collect these, put them down on a sheet of paper, and just say, okay, now I don't have to think about them because I've already got them down. That's step one. You know, we've taken them out of our mind's eye, put them on paper. Okay? And maybe you rank these things that make sense in priority of, you know, things that make sense to stay alive, right? Like a job, like maybe a house. Get that shelter going for you. You know, folks, that stuff's important. And, you know, then once we've got an order, then you can make the decision when to act on these things. And I've noticed, for me, maybe not for you, but for me, 72 hours is a really decent threshold to just kind of chill, gather my thoughts, and then boom, we're on to number one priority. And maybe once we've gone down that road, step two doesn't even make sense. Okay? But maybe you're like me, you've kind of had to unplug. It's got all these crazy voices parroting different ideas that, again, do not make sense. Based on fear-mongering, you know? Based on false promises. Okay? And the one thing that I've learned in life, which I'm sure you have too, the truth isn't easy, and it's not always going to make you feel good. So to have these perspectives and to take some seconds for yourself, 72 hours is a decent amount of seconds. You know? to just gain that perspective. So maybe like that little butterfly who's just chilling along his way, just relaxing his wings, going along for the ride with me downtown Franklin, you know? Maybe that is a sign. It is a sign for me to just chill, absorb the ride, gain perspective, determine your priorities, then act. But you know what? I don't know who's got to hear this, but somebody's got to hear this, Because we're in the trials of Guion. It's 2025, folks. Okay? We're playing for keeps here. All right? And I need to be the change and the reflection in the world that I need to see. And maybe this will help some of y'all. So, till next time, peace.